What's happening, guys? This is Mike at Mike's Total Dragon Channel, and today we are going to look at the Marvel Zombies Red Band book. This was a 5-issue miniseries that just wrapped up recently. As many of you know, I like to wait until my miniseries are finished and then binge them and read them. So even though this miniseries started a while ago, I just sat down and read all of it last night. For those of you who don't know, the Marvel Zombies property is it debuted in a issue of Ultimate Fantastic Four, where Ultimate Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, received a message from a different universe, and him and the Fantastic Four journeyed there to find out that they were zombie versions of themselves. It was a universe in which a zombie virus had came to that Marvel multiverse and infected everybody, and they got turned. The Marvel zombies are undead, or whatever you want to call it, zombies, the undead, the Walking Dead, what have you. They still possess all their powers. They possess their intelligence. I kind of think that the zombies are a little bit more like the Marvel zombies, at least, are a little bit more like the Deadites you see on the Evil Dead movies, because they do have an intelligence and they seem to have a cruel sense of humor. They can manipulate you. They retain all their memories, and they're definitely, like I said, they're very cruel and very exceptional at exploiting feelings in people. So I think that's kind of what separates them with like the typical zombies you see like in Walking Dead, or the Romero, or 28 Days Later, or what have you. But so after they had that appearance in Ultimate Fantastic Four, then they got their own miniseries, and they had a handful of miniseries that spun out of that. They had a crossover with the aforementioned Evil Dead. Ash met them. But they are back in this miniseries. This is the Red Band. And for those of you who don't know, the Red Band is a line of Marvel books that come polybagged, and they are exceptionally gory and exceptionally violent. So if you are someone that is a big fan of gore, blood, and guts, Marvel Zombies Red Band is right up your alley. Now, as I said earlier, Marvel Zombies have had a handful of miniseries. This one is very different, and this one, I like the hook on this version of Marvel Zombies. Basically, what they did for this one is they took the life story format, which, if you don't know, that life story format has been applied to Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. And basically what it is they take the year in which the character was created, so like Spider-Man, and it is essentially a exploration of that character in real time. The character ages in real time. They are involved in the events in real time. So like Chip Zdarsky's life story was Spider-Man's life story was the first one, and it started with Spider-Man getting his powers as a teenager, and then over the course of the 5 or 6 issue miniseries, he ages in real time. He experiences the events that happen, like JFK assassination, Challenger explosion, all that other stuff, 9/11, all that stuff happens. So you don't have the sliding time scale, is what I'm getting at, in the life story format that you do in the other Marvel books. And they applied that here to the Marvel Zombies. So in this first issue, for instance, you have a young Peter Parker. He is living with Aunt May and Uncle Ben. You have the Fantastic Four blast off into outer space. So we're looking at that era, that 60s era, when all this stuff, when Marvel is starting to take place. And they're using that lens to examine or to tell a Marvel Zombie story. So basically how this happens is Reed, Sue, Ben, Johnny, they steal the spaceship. They blast off into outer space like they've done in every timeline. And this time, instead of getting superpowers, they get superpowers and they also get zombified. So that is how the zombie virus comes here to this Marvel universe. So we see in this first issue, the Fantastic Four lands on Earth. They begin to attack, infect, and eat everybody. And like I said, it's incredibly, because it's Red Band, it's incredibly gory and bloody. And like I said, they remind me more of Deadites, because you got this great shot here of Ben Grimm. And he says, ha ha ha. Instead of saying, normally he says, it's clobbering time. This time he says it's gobbling time. Like he's eating folks, like gobbling them up. So you have that style of dark humor that you normally see with the Deadites. But this 5-issue miniseries here, so you have the initial Fantastic Four getting created. You see the Avengers come together to be formed. You see Daredevil with Foggy and Karen. So you see all those Silver Age moments, but they're told with the Marvel Zombies as the backdrop. And then you move on to issue 2, where this time it's the same concept. Heroes have been turned, but the Beyonder comes to Earth, and he puts everybody in battle world. And so you've got the bad guy zombies fighting the people that are remaining to stay human. And then they battle. And then you have kind of like a telling of the Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity War. The classic Starlin, George Perez miniseries. But again, with the backdrop of the Marvel Zombies. That spirals into Civil War, where you've got Zombie Cap versus Zombie Tony Stark. And then it all wraps up right here in issue number 5 with Null coming to Earth. And then everyone's a zombie. But like I said, the life story aspect of it is what makes it really intriguing. If you are a fan of the Marvel Zombies concept, whether you've seen the Disney Plus miniseries, or if you're a fan of the comics, or if you're a fan of zombie type stuff in general, give this a try. Make sure it's the Red Band version. I think Red Band version is all they have for this Marvel Zombies. And because that's definitely the way to do it, is with the extra gore and the extra blood and guts that the Red Band gives you. Give this a shot, and I think you'll like it. So till next time, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day, and bye-bye.